What if a silent object has been circling our planet for thousands of years, older than every satellite, older than every civilization, watching us without making a sound? Scientists have tried to explain it. NASA has released photos, but to this day, no one can agree on what it really is. Could it be a glitch, a secret, or something far stranger? What if the first message from aliens wasn't sent to us, but has been orbiting above us for thousands of years? Our story starts not in space, but in 1899. Nikola Tesla, experimenting with radio waves, suddenly picked up a repeating signal from somewhere far beyond Earth. It wasn't random static. It had rhythm, structure like a heartbeat from the stars. Tesla was convinced it came from intelligent life. Most scientists laughed it off, but what he discovered sparked a century-long mystery. Years later, other radio operators heard similar echoes, signals that bounced back seconds after transmission, as if reflecting off something invisible circling our planet. Nothing human-made existed up there. No satellites, no debris, just something. Was Tesla detecting a natural anomaly, or a message from something orbiting us long before Sputnik? No one could prove it, but the seed was planted. Maybe, just maybe, we were being watched from space. What Tesla didn't know was that decades later, radar systems and astronauts would see something in orbit, something dark, massive, and completely unexplainable. And the world would give it a name, the Black Knight satellite. It was 1954, years before humanity launched its first satellite. Yet newspapers suddenly broke a shocking story. Two mysterious objects spotted orbiting Earth. The U.S. Air Force denied it, but the public went wild. How could there be satellites in orbit when no one had the technology to put them there? People began whispering, could they be alien? During the Cold War, paranoia ran high. Every radar blip mattered. Reports of strange, untracked objects kept appearing. Some moved too fast. Others seemed to change direction mid-flight, something no human craft could do. The press dubbed one of them the Black Knight. Soon, amateur astronomers claimed to see it too, an object moving in an unusual polar orbit, circling from pole to pole instead of east to west. That orbit was impossible for 1950s technology. The military called it classified. NASA said nothing, but the silence only made people believe more. Was this the same thing Tesla detected decades earlier? A dark satellite silently circling Earth? Or just Cold War confusion? Whatever it was, it became the stuff of legend. And by the time humans actually reached orbit, everyone was already looking for it. Fast forward to 1998. The Space Shuttle Endeavour is in orbit during mission STS-88, helping assemble the International Space Station. Suddenly, astronauts spot something strange floating nearby. Dark, jagged, unlike any piece of equipment they recognize. They snap several photos before it drifts away. When NASA releases the images, the internet explodes. The object looks sleek, symmetrical, almost designed. Conspiracy forums light up overnight. This is it, the Black Knight satellite, they claim. NASA tries to explain, it's just a lost thermal blanket from a mission. But that explanation doesn't sit right with everyone. How could a flimsy piece of fabric look like a structured, metallic object? And why did it seem to maintain a steady orbit instead of tumbling away? Even today, those photos are among the most debated images in UFO history. For believers, they're proof of an ancient alien probe. For skeptics, they're proof of how easily our eyes can be fooled in the vastness of space. But one thing's certain, those photos reignited the mystery. If it wasn't a blanket, then what was really floating out there? Here's what made the Black Knight truly legendary: its orbit. Unlike most satellites that travel east to west, reports said this thing moved in a polar orbit, passing over both poles. Back in the 1950s, that was impossible. No country had rockets powerful enough to achieve such a path. A polar orbit lets you scan every part of Earth, perfect for surveillance. So if the Black Knight was real, someone or something was watching. Radar operators claim to have tracked it moving irregularly, changing speeds, even altering altitude. No human-made satellite could do that. Skeptics argued radar errors or space debris fooled early observers. But still, something about it felt different. If true, this meant the object wasn't one of ours, and might have been circling Earth for far longer than any modern technology could survive. Some even said it had been there since before recorded history, quietly orbiting, observing. A satellite that shouldn't exist in an orbit that defies logic. If that doesn't sound human-made, then whose is it? The claim that made this legend truly explode came in the 1970s. A Scottish researcher, Duncan Lunnan, analyzed strange radio signals recorded decades earlier. He believed they were coming from an object in space, transmitting data from the star Epsilon Boötis. When he mapped the signals, he made a shocking discovery. They formed a pattern, a star chart of Epsilon Boötis as it appeared. 13,000 years ago, Lunnan theorized that the Black Knight satellite could be an alien probe placed in orbit around Earth more than 13 millennia ago to monitor human progress. Imagine that. A machine older than civilization itself, silently watching as humanity evolved from cave dwellers to astronauts. Although Lunnan later retracted his findings, the story was unstoppable. Ancient astronaut theorists embraced it. It perfectly fit their narrative, that advanced beings had visited Earth long before recorded history. Whether fact or fiction, the idea that something that old could still be orbiting us was haunting. If the Black Knight really has been circling Earth for 13,000 years, what has it seen? For decades, astronauts and cosmonauts have reported seeing strange objects outside their spacecraft, glinting metallic shapes, untracked by mission control. During the Gemini missions of the 1960s, astronaut Gordon Cooper reportedly saw something glowing green approach his capsule. NASA later explained it as electrical interference, but UFO enthusiasts claimed it was the Black Knight itself. In the Apollo missions, astronauts occasionally mentioned seeing objects that didn't belong. NASA's explanations, reflections, debris, or camera artifacts, were logical but didn't satisfy everyone. Then came the 1998 STS. 88 photos, proof, some said, that the object was still there, matching descriptions from decades before. Could the same mysterious satellite have been spotted by astronauts from different missions across generations? NASA insists every sighting has a rational cause, but even they admit, space is unpredictable. Shadows, reflections, and physics can play strange tricks. Still, the pattern is hard to ignore. From Gemini to the ISS, astronauts have seen things that can't always be explained. And among all those stories, one dark shape seems to keep reappearing. The Black Knight. Science says the mystery is solved. There's no hidden alien satellite orbiting Earth. Every piece of evidence has a simple explanation: radar glitches, media exaggerations, or misidentified space debris. But conspiracy theorists don't buy it. They argue that NASA and military agencies are covering up the truth, that the public isn't ready to know what's really out there. They point to the strange timing, the quick explanations, and the decades of silence. Why dismiss so many unrelated incidents so easily? To believers, it's too much to be coincidence. To scientists, it's a lesson in human psychology, how we connect dots, create meaning, and turn the unknown into myth. But here's the thing, both sides are driven by curiosity. The difference is that science wants proof, while belief only needs possibility. And in the case of the Black Knight, the lack of proof has only made the story stronger. Sometimes what we can't explain is exactly what captures our imagination the most. Over time, the Black Knight left science and entered legend. It became a character in movies, video games, and conspiracy documentaries. Marvel Comics even created a version of it as an ancient alien weapon. Online, it's everywhere. YouTube channels, Reddit threads, TikToks dissecting photos frame by frame. Everyone has their own theory. Alien probe, ancient tech, secret military satellite. It's more than a mystery now, it's a symbol. A reminder that even in the age of science, we still crave wonder. The idea that something ancient and intelligent might be silently circling our planet taps into something primal. Our fear of being watched, and our hope that we're not alone. Even skeptics admit, the Black Knight story is powerful because it says something about us. We want to believe the universe is alive, curious, and maybe, just maybe, aware of us. Whether real or myth, the Black Knight has earned its place among the greatest cosmic legends of all time. So what does science actually say? Modern radar and telescope systems track more than 30,000 objects orbiting Earth, from satellites to paint chips. Every single one has been identified, cataloged, and mapped. And guess what? None match the description of the Black Knight. The mystery object from the 1998 shuttle photos confirmed to be a thermal blanket that drifted away during the ISS construction. Earlier radar sightings? Most were calibration errors or misread signals. And physics tells us this. No object could remain in low Earth orbit for 13,000 years. It would have burned up centuries ago. So scientifically, the Black Knight satellite shouldn't exist. But legends aren't about evidence. They're about what might be possible. And every time new data proves something ordinary, our minds wander back to the extraordinary. Because deep down, we still wonder, what if something really is up there just beyond our sensors, waiting to be found? So what's the truth behind the Black Knight satellite? Maybe it's nothing more than misread data, coincidence, and imagination. But maybe that's the point. Myths like this remind us why we look up in the first place. Humanity has always stared at the stars, searching for signs that we're not alone. Whether it's Tesla's radio signals, NASA's photos, or strange blips on radar, each mystery keeps that curiosity alive. Maybe the Black Knight isn't an alien craft, but a mirror reflecting our own desire to find meaning in the unknown. And if one day we do find something ancient in orbit, some forgotten relic from another civilization, it won't surprise us, because deep down, we've always believed it might be there. Until then, the Black Knight remains what it's always been, a shadow in the sky, a story in our minds, and a reminder that the truth might still be waiting just above our heads.